Morning everyone. This is another video inspired by Benny out there, who's asked me about rubber bungs and their use in plumbing. And surprisingly, there is quite a few uses for them. The main one being as a use in fitting of soil stacks to the flats and buildings and houses. These days, when you get a lot of it, say 4 or 5, 6 flats or whatever, you find that the drains have to be pressure tested. Okay, this is where the bung comes in. I'm going to show you on this drawing. Now we're saying there that there's our flats. You know, we've got flat 1, 2, 3 and 4. I've just labelled them across, and quite often the soil stack will come up in the drain and go in each flat. Okay, to the toilet pan, we'll say there's a toilet pan on each flat. Now obviously they're all connected, and what's got to happen before they are actually used is that they get pressure tested. So there'd be a pressure test nipple inserted in the pipe, and then we get our bungs. Now the sort of bungs you see in soil pipes are usually 4-inch expanding rubber, and you usually have a big wing nut that tightens the rubber out and pushes it outwards against the pipe, so it would be there and it would expand out. Now obviously I haven't put all the joints down, but there would be loads of joints on these pipes, you know, the T pieces, and all those joints have got to be pressure tested. So what we'd do, we'd put the bungs, you know, I'll put bung there, but it would be there, it would be there, there and there before each pan goes in. One at the top before the count at the top of the stack, and probably one right down at the drain end if you get down there. And then this thing would be pressure tested, and if there's any leaks, of course, they would show up immediately with air. And that's one of the main uses of rubber bungs in plumbing, usually for soil stack testing and making sure the drains are tight, airtight, and there's no leaks. You know then after that the system's fine. A lot of times that is demanded now before the drains are released. Okay, that's one of the primary uses. There is some more. Now if you take a look at this drawing here, the second use is for a roof tank. Now you can get some rubber bungs. Now what happens, what can obviously happen, you go to a house to do a tap or a leak or something, and quite often you'll find probably the feed from the roof tank that goes down to the cold feed in the bathroom, which will do the basin and the cistern and the bath tap, will have no gate valve. They'll have forgotten to put it on, not even up by the tank, and there won't be anything if it comes down for the airing cupboard, which it generally is, and there's nothing. So you've either got to drain all that tank down, which is quite a waste of water, or the other thing to do is to go up there and put a bung in the feed pipe. Put it in there, and then you can work on it, because the other thing that often happens is that a gate valve, so that's a gate valve going down to a hot water cylinder, they are quite often be broke or not working, and that's another thing, you may need to renew that gate valve because it isn't working. Again, to make life easier, rather than drain all this tank down, just go up there with your rubber bung and stick it in the pipe. Stick it straight in the hole, and then you can work on it, renew the gate valve, and the job's done. So that leaves us, what else? I mean, one of the other prime things you can get a little set of bungs that used to come on a piece of string. I think they're still available, and they were custom made to fit in an F&E tank. This is the little tank that would supply your boiler and central heating, because it's another really handy device to have. I mean, it's obviously no good for combi systems. What we're talking about is a heating system with just a little F&E tank up in the loft, and what you get a bung that would go in the cold feed, and one that would fit in the expansion. And of course what that did effectively, rather than shutting it off here if there was a gate valve here, what it would do was lock the system up. It's a little bit like holding your thumb over a straw. The water won't come out because no air is allowed in. Once you've got your thumb on the end of a straw, you could have water in it and it won't go until you release your thumb. The water will come out. Well, that's a bit like this. By bunging up the vent and the cold feed, you've effectively sealed the system off. So what it means is you probably can work on a radiator or on the line somewhere with very little water on the job. It will only be a little bit that's actually in the pipe. So effectively you haven't got to drain it, which is what the idea is. You don't have to drain it all out. You could work on it with just a tiny bit of water that's dead in the pipe. So that was a very good use. You can still get these, I believe. They were available from Plumbers Merchants, and they come on a piece of string, and say with the right size bung to go in there and in the vent. Little 15mm bungs they were. There was a proper name for them, I can't think now, but I think you can still get them. Okay, so that's one of the main uses really. I mean, I think the main use is the drains, and this one for the broken gate valves, to be honest. There is a very last use. If you use a pressure gun, like I do on a sink, if you get a block, you'll find that the overflow there, it always belts out of there if you try to blow it without putting your hand over there or something. So I'll make a bung up again, and I'll put it over there. I use a bung of plumber's mate actually. I put it over there, then I blow the waste with a pressure gun, and that clears it. So that's probably the main uses of bungs in plumbing. So they are handy, and you can make them up. I mean, I've even tried corks out of bottles and just shoved them in the pipe, and they work as long as you don't push them in too far and don't get them stuck down the pipe, whatever you do. But a proper rubber bung makes a good job. It saves you a lot of time and a lot of effort, especially when you've got those type of plumbing problems. Okay, that's all. Thanks very much for watching. Derek and 33, all my videos. Thanks again.